Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ian, and we are back with more Superman and Lois. Just as a heads up in case something happens, we're having a pretty bad storm right about now, so if anything just stops suddenly in the video, power went out probably, so if there's like a sudden jump that doesn't make sense, I don't know. Probably wouldn't be noticeable, but we'll see. Anyway, hopefully nothing is lost. But yeah, last episode, we found out Luther's not Luther. He's Henry. Or Irons, if you will. Sorry. John Henry Irons. Wow. Yeah, wasn't expecting that at all. We got Steel here in the CW. Turns out the AI they had it to obey him or to cooperate with him, but it thinks he's Lex. I don't know if it's just for everybody because they made it called Clark, Captain Luther. So, there's that. AI is a little bit on the fritz. Jordan's getting. He kind of has a handle. He has a trigger, at least to focus on that an idea of a trigger to focus on for his hearing that's starting to come in, his super hearing. We've captured John. I didn't know that David Ramsey directed last week's episode. That's awesome. I want him to make an appearance in the show though, so bad. But there's no reason because they went to Metropolis. Well, I guess it's not like they couldn't show Metropolis. They have already, even after they moved to Smallville. But yeah, I want Dave Ramsey to show up as freaking Green Lantern. Dude, that'd be so. Anyway, sorry. Well, yeah, we've captured John. He's being detained until Sam shows up, and then Clark's gonna have a little chat. They know he's from a different Earth. I feel like it'd be a little easier for him to see eye to eye with Clark. Or for Clark to see eye to eye with him, to understand him a little bit. The fact that this guy saw someone that looked exactly like him, like an alternate version of him, kill his wife, possibly his daughter, don't know yet. Be a little more strenuous on his end.
You think maybe I could come with you? I don't know, I feel like I wasn't much help fixing the truck, but I think I can help you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh, poor Jonathan, man. Jonathan, you helped a lot recently.
Any idea what might be in here?
Identification required. Identify yourself.
Lois Lane?
Voice authentication confirmed.
How did you get here?
Ballistic shields failing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Almost there.
Oh, crisis.
Hang on!
He was gonna kill himself crashing into a red sun. I think.
You need to know.
Or the
I was gonna have you.
wave.
Because you think I'll turn up.
So on his Earth, are there other versions of people from here?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh,
Like you?
Why do you want to see Lois Lane?
well.
She was the love of my life. My wife. The mother of my daughter. Until you murdered her. And I won't let you do it again.
Where he's from, we're allies. I could use that.
Not that I don't have faith in you, General, but I'm gonna get my things.
I don't like you already. Ugh, that's fate. No, I don't like him. I don't think he should be someone who enjoys it. Probably not fit to be on that kind of a job.
And we must defeat them
Oh
if we are to
no.
save humanity.
Did he see it though?
For that is what separates us from them. Our humanity.
He didn't.
I love you both.
Jonathan, perhaps don't mess.
Okay. Jonathan Kent. John Kent.
Warning. You are not authorized.
Oh, it is Jonathan, maybe.
He's gonna kill me.
This is Lois Lane. He's wasted.
10.
Stop the countdown.
8.
The AI is gonna kill John.
2. 1.
I am the only one in this house that is completely unarmed.
Jonathan, your mother and I will protect you.
Really?
Yes.
Because I was 1 second away from being dead. And Mom couldn't do anything. And you almost didn't even make it in time.
Jonathan, look at me. Look at me. I let you come with me because I trusted you. You almost died. Not because you were unarmed, because you were reckless and stupid. And if you had died, the only person that would have been to blame is yourself. Get out of my face!
Okay.
Yeah, it's Jonathan.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, Clark.
Look, I know you can handle anything, but it is okay to ask for help. And I want to be that person for you always, but I also understand if I'm not right now. What about the woman you talked to before?
Lana, I need to talk to you.
Okay.
It's important.
Excuse me.
Sounds like you felt helpless, powerless.
Not like I have in a long time.
I'm sure. Probably not since your miscarriage.
Miscarriages are pretty common.
Common, yes, but they can also be traumatic. And as I recall, you already had a name picked out.
Natalie.
We were gonna name her after my grandmother. Natalie.
Lieutenant Trask. You know your problem? Nothing. Your problems are over.
Oh no.
Now you.
What else do you want me to say? That he was only there because of me, and that if he had gotten hurt or worse, it would have been because of me? I can't lose another child because of me.
Lois, we respond to grief in many ways. Your miscarriage wasn't because of something you did or didn't do. It was something that happened to you.
I was so excited to meet her.
I wish there was a shortcut. But you have to allow yourself to go through the grieving process.
I can beat Superman. I have all the power he has.
That doesn't mean anything.
And the extra advantage I need is right here.
The hammer?
I get to watch you kill each other.
7-7. There's, oh dear God, what did you do, Sam?
About a dozen prototypes for kryptonite-based weapons. Fragment grenades, bladed weapons, aerosol sprays, biochemical gas. Bottom line, you go down there, there's a chance you don't come back alive.
I mean, he told him. I gotta give him major props for that. That's not something that they would normally do in these shows.
Whatever he's got planned, I can help you.
You've got it all wrong. The only person who needs help is you.
Oh! Fudge! That was right up in his face. Oh! Now we're on equal terms again.
You're lucky. I have a mission to complete.
Oh! Oh no.
Out of all the weapons I used to kill Kryptonians, this was my favorite. I'm not your enemy. I figure, why take the chance?
Drop the weapon! Now!
Stop!
Hold your fire! I hope for the best, but it's my job to prepare for the worst, even when it comes to you. I am sorry you had to find out like this.
Trust goes both ways.
I know. And I know I have some work to do to regain yours.
We're on a good start, though.
About Rossetti, when Derek Powell killed himself, he implied that he was someone else. Said that I wasn't alone anymore.
Meaning what exactly?
I don't know. Lois has a theory. She thinks that Morgan Edge has found a way to transfer alien sentience into human hosts.
Kryptonians?
After everything she saw in that trailer, you really trust her judgment right now?
I guess I deserve that. Give me a minute alone with your brother.
Yeah.
We were gonna name her Natalie. Yeah, exactly. All this time I thought I was okay. And then I'm just being reminded of the child that I lost and then almost losing you. And I'm so sorry and I love you so much and I hope you forgive me.
Oh, it's okay. I understand.
Promise me you will never go rogue on me like that again.
I just want to help.
John, if there's anyone in this family who gets what you're going through, it's me. We are the extraordinary humans in a family of super people. And we have to stick together.
If you change your mind, you know how to find me. Miss Lane?
Yeah, I guess still doesn't know.
Erase the profile for Captain Luther. Start a new one for me. John Henry Irons.
Certainly.
How about you shut down? Think I'll just drive for a while.
As you wish, John.
They're such a great family, and man, that was a tough scene. That got me real good. Obviously the scene with Lois and Jonathan talking. When she told him about the miscarriage, she had lost a kid. He lost a sister. Oh man, that is rough, dude. Miscarriages are not something you just kind of put away. Okay, sorry. Well, I think honestly that's probably the best that all that could have been tied up. These are like the major, the major issues, I guess, you know, like Sarah, issues with Kyle and Sarah, just, well, you know, the Lang, well, whatever their last name is, I forgot what their last name is now. Lang was Lana's name, but I forgot Kyle's. Anyway, the family issues there, they're, you know, I feel bad for it, but it's not like the major ones, comparatively speaking, to, like, you know, John Henry Irons wanting to kill Clark, and the whole thing of Sam building a contingency against Kryptonians, even the possibility of Superman going bad. I kind of like that already has. I know there's like 15 episodes. I think it's 15 episodes. I looked it up before. I believe it's 15 episodes for the season. So, but I mean, halfway through, it's not even like a mid-season recovery or repairs, or start of the repair. It's about a little over, slightly over halfway through, and I'm sorry you have to find out about this, but it's my job to protect the lives from any situation, even you. So I do like that. Like that was kind of it. It also wasn't really blown up, because it's understandable if Clark were to make a big deal out of it, because I mean, this is something that is pretty lethal to him. But the fact that he made it in the mindset of that Sam made it in the mindset of in case there are others, other Kryptonians, or even if you were to go bad or something were to make you control you, this is the only thing that would affect you. We have to do what we have to do. But I like that Clark didn't make a big hubbub about it. It's he kind of has the right to, but at the same time, it's these people, this is their protection. So I like he kind of understood where Sam was coming from. And that was, I mean, it's not necessarily that it's not necessarily laid to rest, but it's they're going to be working on building trust back for both of them. So that's cool. I like that they did that already. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Just there was such a good episode, but it sucked. First off, Jonathan having to see his mom be murdered in another Earth, and I think this is their first time finding out about the existence of a multiverse, or at least the one that existed. Because I don't know if this is one that had existed beforehand, and coming back to that later, hopefully if I remember. Whenever they showed John flying towards something, and then they showed Superman trying to break into the ship, and he kind of looked at where they were flying towards. Was it a red sun that he was going to try to fly into, or was it the red antimatter wave? It was. It's almost like they specifically didn't show. I mean, granted that could take some, special effects that maybe they didn't want to do. So their way to go around it was to not necessarily show it and just show the light off of them and the reflection ish off of his ship. You see, there's a star. It looked like there was the sun. That there was a sun there. Let me see. It looks like it's just a star. It's just the sun. But it could easily be an antimatter wave. Because it was also right after how did you that Clark asked, how did you get here? So I mean that's just my assumption. It could be the antimatter wave, or it could be he was about to fly into the sun, or he did fly into the red sun maybe, and then whenever the Earths became Earth Prime, he was brought over the 6 years prior, or not prior, sorry, since the John Henry Irons of this Earth, of our Earth 1 or before, I don't know, he had died of mysterious causes apparently. Maybe he was brought over to our Earth when the Earth merged, because of the fact, since there wasn't a John Henry Irons on our Earth, it wasn't an issue. It didn't affect him the way, for anybody that watched Batwoman, whenever Alice and Beth were on the same planet. I'm not sure. Going back to Jonathan, seeing, finding out about this, the whole existence of a multiverse beforehand, because I think at this point they still don't know that there's a new multiverse, but finding that out, and then seeing this man with his mother, and seeing her kind of have a different life, and seeing how happy they were, and they had another daughter, and then seeing his dad kill his mom. That's gonna mess with you for a little bit. Even though they're starting to work things out right now, that's gonna be an image that you can't really get out. Like, he saw it. He didn't look away. He saw what happened, and like he was like glued to it. Like he was almost frozen. And like, you've seen what your dad can do. You see him use laser vision. You know that he could, you know, or someone like him could just instantly fry someone's brain or melt them or whatever he does, murder them with laser vision. And seeing that actually happen, it's gonna be rough. And poor Jonathan's had like so much of crap like piling onto him. Like, he's been getting like the short end of the stick throughout, like, since moving over to Smallville, and also finding out, you know, that his dad's Superman, and that Jordan is the one getting the powers. Jonathan, it seems that they're going to be going with the point of him not having powers at all. That's what the way that they're kind of going about it, and the way they kind of have the comparison between, or not the comparison, but like, I guess the similarities, the parallels that both him and Lois have been having to deal with. That's more so driving towards that point where he's not going to have any powers, and this is how he's gonna have to cope with it, have to live with it, and how, like, just kind of showing like how that affects somebody, even over time. Like he's been trying to be like one of the best brothers. Yeah, you see like glimpses of jealousy sprouting when Jordan has these like amazing powers, whether they're in like a fraction of what his dad can do. Because the fact that he has these abilities in the first place is kind of like amazing. He doesn't have this super strength. His hand was broken because of it. And seeing his dad just kind of like take care of the truck with just like his laser. Well, first being able to undent it with just his bare hands, and then use laser vision when he was trying to hand him a wrench. Just feeling useless, and just like all this piling up, and these insecurities, and he being a teenager is gonna like that, like multiplies that by a lot. But the fact that he's been holding on as long as he has been, like, actually like maintaining this, I wouldn't say facade, because it's not like he's not trying to hide his feelings necessarily. You know, I mean, he's doing that, but he's not necessarily trying to. He's more so he's wanting to be this this support, and he wants to be there for his brother, for his family. He wants to be helpful, and you know, he's been actually, it's impressive and admirable that he's been able to maintain this for so long, and even with the little bits of like frustration, anger, and jealousy bringing forth. I mean, you'd have to be, I'm making sure the audio is still recording. You'd have to be a robot, not to, like, an unemotional robot. Want to specify, because robots could have feelings. But yeah, to not have that, you know, come to you. Even maybe you're somebody who you really don't want powers. Then, you know, maybe you won't feel jealousy. Cool. But like, he's a teenage boy. More often than not, they're gonna be like, "Oh, dude, I want these powers, superpowers. I could be like Superman. Heck yeah, sign me up." You know, and that he was one of the fact that he's a twin and he didn't get those powers as well as that Jordan has. It's, you know, it's gonna take a toll. But oh man, the moment when he goes to Jordan, and like, you know, saying you're kind of the only one I have, and Jordan is just like, dude, what's going on? And their relationship is the best, dude. I love it so much. It warms my heart to see the way they do the relationships in this show, like the family ties and everything. Like, man, it's so beautiful and just heartwarming. And going real quick to the moment where Lois telling Jonathan about what happened. Like, it was like as soon as she mentioned it, like, he instantly was starting to like not break down, but like he like softening, I guess. You know, like he had, he was angry and kind of hurt, for what she had said, for kind of a good reason. Those were some hurtful things to have said, but also kind of understandable. There was understandable reasonings behind all of this stuff that's been going on, which is fantastic to see. Like to see the justification, not the justification, but like the understanding, the reasonings behind it make sense. And it's just like, yeah, you'd have to be crazy not to go ballistic after this thing happened. After losing your child, a miscarriage, and then you almost losing another one. It's just like, especially after feeling responsible for the miscarriage, and then you feel responsible for putting your son's life in danger. It's like, that's a lot of emotion to deal with, and at the same time not to deal with. Because with Lois, she hadn't been like she'd taken time to grieve. Like she had taken the time. She put the time, she put time aside so that she could grieve, but she didn't necessarily grieve. Like she made time to, but she didn't. That sounded really stupid. You know what I'm trying to say? Like she went through the whole process of like, this is how people cope. I'm setting the time aside. I'm taking the time, therefore I have grieved. Like you may have taken the time, but you didn't actually go through the process of grieving. You just kind of went into the location for grieving, I guess, is the best way that my mind can come up with. And so she's been like harboring this wound, this deep gashing scar for years. 18 months when this happened, and like those two were 18 months when this happened, and oh man, not dealing with it and then having that happen is like that. It didn't just dig it up. It like excavated it and threw it in your face. Oh man. And luckily she's she's starting to deal with it now. It's gonna take some time, because especially after having been put away for so long without really being handled. Man, but again, going to that scene with those two, with Jonathan and Lois, like, like Jonathan, he's such a sweet kid, and like when she was breaking down, he and apologizing for what had happened, she's like, this isn't right. It doesn't make it right what I did. But I am sorry that I did do this. This is why I did it. It wasn't right still, but I'm sorry. And throughout that, he just hugs her and says, "I understand." And the way he was, it was such a heartbreaking moment. Like it was a beautiful and a sweet moment, but it was heartbreaking. It's like he realizes that his mom lost a daughter, that he had lost a sister. And that kind of like realization, even if you never knew them, like if you never even got the chance to see or meet them, it's still like knowing that you had a sister, but she died before she even had a chance to live. It's rough. I haven't personally dealt with that, but like I have family members who have, and it's just ugh. Anyway, yeah, it was. Alright, it was just such a great scene with those two, and they did it. The kid playing Jonathan, I can't remember his name, but he did a great job. Like both these actors are phenomenal. Like it's ridiculous. I don't know. Like they're not necessarily child actors. They're like they're early 20s. They're pretty early 20s. I know that the girl playing Sarah is early 20s. She's like 22, 23. I don't remember. But she's not. They're not obviously teenagers. I'm pretty sure that they're Jonathan and I think Jonathan Jordan are supposed to be freshmen. I'm pretty sure. So they're not that young, but they look young enough. But the fact still, like it just they've been doing a fantastic job. I think Jonathan especially, the actor for Jonathan especially. Oh God, that kid does such a great job of pulling heartstrings for me. Especially when he's with Jordan, or with anybody, it's not really like particular. Like whenever he has sweet moments with Jordan, it's a different kind of feeling. But than what he had with Lois, like Anyway, sorry. Oh, big thing. So I thought it was just like giving the Kryptonians powers, or the kryptonite, the Kryptonite X, whatever you call it. Apparently, Morgan Edge is transferring Kryptonian sentience into human hosts. Like, come again? You want to run that by me one more time? That's different. So they are Kryptonians. It's obviously, I'm assuming they took the kryptonite and made it different than what it was in the comics, which they can do sometimes. I don't think red kryptonite is supposed to necessarily affect Superman the way that I've known it to affect him. Like in the comics, it's something completely different. And I forgot what red kryptonite does in the comics, at least in the older iterations. Because I think in the newer comics now they do affect him that way, but regardless, unless I didn't look too far into X Kryptonite. I know it stated that it gave human Kryptonian abilities. I don't think it stated anything about transferring Kryptonian sentience into a human host, which is very different. Because like Clark said, it's like he's not when the other guy, Derek, I think the son, Derek Powell, I think his name was. That he wasn't that guy anymore. I thought it was just saying like I'm reborn. I'm not him anymore. I'm better, whatever. But it might have been in a literal sense. I'm guessing what that was about. What Clark was saying. Like again. That's just that I don't know. I didn't think about that. That Morgan Edge could do that. And then it makes sense why. Well, I mean, it made sense before why human people were dying in the first place. It's like, their bodies aren't necessarily made for Kryptonian abilities, but the fact that they're actually transferring another being's mind or sentience into them makes sense why it's killing them. Like it's not meant to hold that. Luckily, Lois was able to talk John down. Because now I'm assuming he's gonna come back later to help us out. Because he said, he said I spared your life doesn't mean I'm ready to fight with you. Which is, yeah, fair. We need some time to cope and reconcile. I think with the idea. I think that's what I'm trying to say. That this isn't the same guy, and even though his face is of the same guy that killed my wife. So it's something you gotta kind of take some time to clear your mind and work through. But it's cool that he cleared the Lex protocol or profile from the AI and started his own. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like starting a new chapter. And I'm assuming he's gonna come back. He's gonna make a new suit. I'm hoping it looks different. I mean, if it looks like it did before, that's cool too. It was a cool suit. But it'd be kind of cool to see like the steel suit. I don't know how they would do it. It might be the version that he had before, the one that we've seen. It might be slightly improved. I don't know. It was a cool suit, so I wouldn't be upset if it came in like that. But I don't know. I'm trying to think how that they can make it otherwise. Like look like the steel suit, but work in live action. They tried. They tried. It didn't work. I'm hoping. Yeah, there's going to be some strenuous feelings or tension between Lana and Kyle now, I think. And it's kind of sad because they were working things out, man. It was things were looking good between them. He was looking happy, he was looking really happy with Sarah and seeing her be happy and seeing her be sing again, and the fact that that this is something they could do together. He'd play guitar and she would sing. Like he's been wanting to spend time with her, and now because of finding out Lana kind of, from his point of view, disregarded him for a position, and that kind of set him down a spiral, and he just forgot her audition, and it just Oh man, I hate Morgan Edge so much, and I hate Lar. You, God, she knew what she was doing. She knew that. Oh my God! But I'm pretty sure it was by Morgan Edge's, his orders. Like, hey, let's put some. She's not wanting her husband to be here for some particular reason. There's something going on. So let's put some. Let's put a chink or a wrench in the whole relationship. I don't know, but I don't know. I hope it doesn't derail it too much. She can't. I mean, she doesn't have a whole lot of options. If she tells him, he'll just think that she's on Lois' side now. Who's he just saw as somebody trying to get rid of the one person that could give the city jobs again. And oh man, I don't see him even with Lana backing up Lois now. I feel like that'd be even worse. I don't see him coming to like with them saying it has to be on his own to the realization of what's going on with Morgan and believing that he's not a good guy. Man, dude, Clark coming out of that corner was ominous, especially when you know what he can do. Dude, if he had if he just had like his laser vision just kind of idle, that would look so scary. Yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. But like, there's a lot. But this show's so good, guys. I know I keep saying it, and I probably said that too. But I'm just gonna it's only the first season, so I mean, a lot of times they start out strong and then they'll peter off. Hopefully, it won't happen too quickly with this show. There's a lot you can go into in the Superman world. Now that you don't have to worry necessarily about finding or creating a villain that you can use without having to worry about dealing that person's villain, kind of like how Arrow took a lot of villains from Batman and some Teen Titans and the Flash even. I mean, they're doing kind of like a different story on this one, but still, there's a lot of bad guys or whatever you can pull from the comics for this show. And the writers just seem to be doing something very, they seem to have just a different idea of how to write in terms of the show and the drama and how they deal with the drama and how to not have it stretch out, which I'm enjoying, and I'm glad that they're going for shorter seasons and not stretch it over a certain amount. I'm assuming they're gonna keep it that way because whenever they start shows off like that, they don't give them more most of the time. Sometimes they do, but not all. Most of the time they don't. I can't wait to see John Irons back and with the suit. I don't know whatever version he chooses. It'll just be great to have him on the team this time. I don't now that Sam is gonna be fully working with us again. Hopefully we can start with the help of Lois as well. Especially she's fantastic at this. Investigating and figuring out what exactly how they're going about it in the first place. How Morgan Edge is even managing to even one time how he was able to manage to successfully put kryptonite sentience into a human's body. But yeah, for now, guys, that's it for this week's episode of Superman and Lois. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stick around for next week's episode, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And I guess the bell. I guess it's the thing. And for any early access stuff that we have going on, go and check our Patreon. You get you'll see any catch-up series we have going up a week early, like any episode ahead. You know what I mean. Yeah, we made it past the storm, guys.